Good morning, everybody. I'm kind of overwhelmed to be sharing a dais with such dignitaries. Thank you very much, Miyasi, for inviting me and bestowing this honor of being the guest of honor for this occasion. I'm overwhelmed to see so many senior architects who've been inspirations and teachers to me. I thank you, and I'm very humbled to be in front of all of you. Congratulations to the students for your graduation. It's a fantastic achievement. A trifle late, I know, through Anna University, but nevertheless it's a fantastic achievement. Many, many congratulations. Savor the moment. To the parents, congratulations again. Architectural study is not simple. Architectural profession, it's also not very simple. Your children have graduated in a very arduous discipline, and they are the future of our country. So congratulations to you as well. Today I'm going to talk about architecture, architectural profession, and architecture education, and what is our sensibilities, what should it be? So the whole world, people are talking about cross-disciplinary and multidisciplinary kind of work. Technological advancements are so rapid that there are doctors, there are surgeons who perform surgeries without even being in the location where the patient is. How are they able to do it? They're using artificial intelligence, they're using computer-aided robots. Who makes these robots? Who runs these? Who uses these robots? There are engineers. So the medical field is now, it's impossible to be a successful practicing doctor if you do not have the infusion of technology, the use of robotics, use of mechanical engineering. The amount of cross-disciplinary approach that's happening across the world, it's amazing. There are doctors, there are hospitals that are using GIS, Geographical Information Systems, to map and see if the geography of a particular location causes certain diseases. Is there the climate in that location, does it cause certain diseases to happen, and how we need to work with that. They use statisticians. So there is just so much of cross-disciplinary work that's happening, that the world is opening up to this now. Learning is changing. People are saying that you need to be, exposed to so many diverse fields. Now, when you take architecture, for example, this is actually one field which has always been cross-disciplinary, multidisciplinary. At the same time, when you talk about architecture, we say that there is a lot of creativity involved, there is design, there is a touch of artistic abilities and so on. True. But then what after that? The journey is that once you design, once you conceptualize, once you work on it, there is a heck of a lot of engineering that gets into it. So architects turn engineers then. They start working on how to make this concept, how do you make it work? So there is engineering. You become electrical engineers, you become structural engineers, you become mechanical engineers, you need to work out services. And then there is humanities, there is sociology. You're dealing with people, you're designing for humans, you're designing for children. You have to think, now how does a child think? What would make the child comfortable? You're designing for elderly people. What makes them comfortable? How do I design the space to make it comfortable for them? You're dealing with offices, you're dealing with factories. How do you make it comfortable for a person, for a set of people to work together? So you're into a lot of the humanities aspect, the sociology aspect. Then economics. You need to check on the costs, you need to see if it's affordable, you check on the wallet of the client, see does the person have the capability of spending this much of money on this project. You look at the material that's available, you see the cost, you tweak your design to make that happen. So there's a lot of economics happening. Management. You don't do this job just one person. When a project is built, there are a team of close to 1,000 people that have to work together to make that building happen. You as architects end up being leaders of this bunch of people, and you have to make all of this work. So you need to know how to collaborate. You need to know how to work with multiple disciplines, multiple people, multiple egos, man management. So that's another skill that you need to do. You are doing it. So marketing. You come up with a design. You need to market the design to your client. If you think like what the President was talking about, there are projects where you need to really sell a design to a person. You think that this design really makes a lot of sense, but the person over there says that no, I don't agree with you. You need to market your design. So all of these skills are all brought down into one field, and that is architecture. It's the practice of architecture. It's enriching, it is it's rewarding, and it is tough. Your study of architecture in university toughens you up, makes you hard. I mean, how many times have you gone home crying, saying, oh my gosh, my design didn't work, or my professor just tore up my sheets, it was thrown out, I have to start from scratch again. Your parents would have been the ones facing the brunt of your, what shall we say, anxiety and stuff, saying what kind of an institution is this, what kind of a study is this, these kids are like staying up all night and still they don't pass. I mean, how can this even be? It's because the field is tough. You need to really get tough, and then you can handle all kinds of difficulties. After 35, 36 years in the profession, when I start and I present a design to a client, I'm as nervous as a first year kid, because I need to know if this design will really, reach out to the client. Will they accept it? Every project you start, it's a clean slate. There is no formula here. You have to start from scratch. That is how tough it is. Sometimes when you look at the IT profession, you say, man, your life is really easy. You're not working half as hard as we are. But that's the way it is. But I'll tell you the good side of it. You have a lot of fun. There is a sense of, a sense of achievement. That when you have done something and you created something, and another important thing here is that we are creating something that did not exist before. In a way you are playing God. Whatever building that we put up, it did not exist, and you have created it. You have been a part of the team that has created it. Isn't that powerful? Isn't that amazing? And day in and day out, this is what we are doing. I think we need to celebrate that. We need to really be proud of the fact that we are able to do such things. We are able to create a built environment, So, and the other thing that keeps you going here is, I'll tell you briefly about my first boss, my guru, B.V. Doshi. That's where I started my career in Ahmedabad. A few years ago, he had visited Chennai. He was almost 90. He was 88 or something of that sort. And we all took him out for dinner to Dakshin. A few other people from the Sangat, from where we had worked, and we took him out for dinner. And then he said, He said, you know, I'm bored of the kind of work I'm doing. And then he started talking about how he wants to play with light to come into the building, how he wants to bring light inside, how things can bounce off, how he visited, he went to Kanchipuram and he saw the quality of light there. Like a child, he was speaking for the next half an hour, and he said for the next 25 years, this is the kind of work I'm going to do. I'm going to work with light. Here is a 90-year-old man talking with passion about what he would like to do for the next 20 years. He felt that he would live forever. This is the freshness that if you are immersed in architecture, in this the profession that you have chosen, it will just keep you going. You know, it's amazing. So this is the kind of inspiration that architecture can give. See, I'm not doing a hard sell for architecture. I'm just telling you guys that celebrate it and enjoy every single moment and see what is the opportunity. There's no judging here, you know, when you come out. And one of the important things in architecture also, which I have learned, is that you do not have examinations. There are no examinations in architecture. You win some, you lose some. You're successful one day and the next day you're an utter failure. That doesn't mean that you're branded as a no-gooder. You come back and the next one would be better. So you always say, again in Doshi's words, is your best project is yet to come. It's always just around the corner. You do one, you do a great job, but then you say, hey, my best project is actually coming now. So that's the kind of fire in the belly that you need, and you'll really enjoy your profession. I am already exceeding my time limit, so I'll just tell you one other thing about sensitivity. Now, as an architect, what are the other things that you've been bestowed with? You know, what is the other thing that you've been programmed to do? I walk on the road, I see a beggar on the road. That bothers me. I'm walking on a sidewalk, the sidewalk is a little up and down. That bothers me. You know, is it child friendly? Can an elder person walk on this? How would they move? I look at the traffic, that bothers me. I look at, there's going to be heavy rain and there is a drainage that is, you know, already overflowing. That bothers me. There is war going on in another country and you know what kind of aftermath a war can cause. That bothers me. In other words, you are sensitized to everything around the world. As an architect, it's part of your education to be sensitive to what is happening around you. Now, how many professions are there that you know that give you this level of heightened sensitivity? How many? There are none. So this is the level of sensitivity that is ingrained in us. You do a rural studio. Why do you do a rural studio? Your parents will say, எதுக்குப்பா அந்த வில்லேஜுக்கு போய் அங்க ஒரு 10 நாள் இருக்கணும், அங்க டாய்லெட் ஃபெசிலிட்டி கிடையாது, இது கிடையாது, அது கிடையாது, right? They ask you to go there. Why do you go and see this buildings, monuments? Why do you go and see all this stuff? This is part of the sensitization. You need to be sensitive. And only then you will be able to appreciate what it is to be without a bathroom, without a toilet, right? And you're thrown into that environment. Any amount of reading is never going to give you that experience that actual experience can give you. So this sensitization is another beautiful aspect about architecture. Celebrate it. You need to celebrate that. And only then you will know in your mind, when I'm sitting down to design, how is it to design for people of this particular, you know, category or whatever. In the last part of my talk is going to be sensitivity towards our environment. As architects, we're extremely responsible for the built environment around us. 100%. There's no other set of professionals who are more directly responsible than architects and planners and, you know, the whole ilk in impacting our environment. Any building you put up is going to have 50, 100, 200, 500, 1,000 people who didn't live there before are now staying or working there. What is the impact this bunch and in that building is going to have to the environment? How can you work in a manner that it doesn't impact it adversely? So how much of energy are you going to use? How much more energy are you going to use? How much of waste are you going to create? So is it possible for me to design it in such a manner that the power bills for the air conditioning bills will come down by half? That is a saving, that is a plus. So in a nutshell, what we're talking about is what we say green building, sustainability. I mean, these words are being used so often that it's become a cliche almost. But the truth and the fact of the matter is, it is a reality. If we don't step up today, now, if we as a profession, as a bunch of people, as citizens of the world, if we don't step up and work towards making the environment better, it's a downward spiral. You know, if I give you some facts, like we say carbon dioxide, right? Carbon dioxide is carbon footprint and this and that. I'll give you a very simple example. To make one bag of cement, as you know, how much is the weight of cement? One bag of cement is 50 kilograms, is one bag. To make one bag of cement, 45 kilograms of carbon dioxide goes out. 45 kilograms for one bag of cement. People will say, oh, it doesn't matter, I'll just put a bunch of trees and, you know, I'm done. Because we know, we've learnt in school, high school, that trees, you know, take in carbon dioxide and let out oxygen. It's called sequestration is the term. One full grown 25-year-old teak tree or pungam maram, if we have in Tamil Nadu, in 1 year sequesters 32 kilograms of carbon dioxide. Less than a bag of cement. Carbon dioxide produced by one bag of cement, one tree in one whole year is able to sequestrate only 32 kilograms. You see the enormity of the problem we have. The amount of carbon dioxide our industry is generating, and just, you know, we plant trees. So then, now it should sensitize you that when some tree is being cut, and a grown tree, I'm talking about a 25-year-old tree, not a 1 year, 2 year old tree. A 25-year-old tree does 32 kilograms. A 1 year old tree will do probably 2 or 3 kilograms in a year. So we need to be sensitive to all this. This is the enormity of the problem that we have. We talk about globalization, we talk about development, our country is booming, and so much of construction, all with cement and concrete. So what are the alternatives? Where is it that we need to look at alternatives? We need to look at, there is a whole lot of work to be done. And we as architects are the leaders in this process. We have to lead the charge. So work responsibly, be responsible in your design, and the world is in your pocket. I wish you all the best. Thank you very much. Remain sensitive. Thank you. After you do it.